everybody, welcome to Gardening TLC. I am Michelle and it is a beautiful fall day and we are out in the cottage garden where we're going to collect some seeds. So why collect seeds? Well, I do it for three primary reasons. One, it's a very economical, well actually free way of getting more plants for my garden. Two, I can share the seeds with my daughters who are starting their own gardens, and it is a great way to get some of the things that I like in my garden to them. And three, it's very rewarding, it's very easy, and it's fun. All right, so let's get to seed collecting. Today's video is sponsored by Nature's Willow. Even though it's fall, and this is when a lot of your flowers start to produce their seed heads, you can actually collect seeds all season long. If you go out and you deadhead flowers in your garden, that's the time to collect seeds. Now we're going to do the seed collecting today of the plants that I want to be able to replant on my own and share with my daughters. But before we can do that, we actually need to talk about what kind of seeds should you be collecting. Before we start collecting seeds though, let's talk about the three different kinds of seeds that are out there. There are open pollinator seeds, hybrid seeds, and heirloom seeds. So for the purpose of this video, all of the seeds that we're going to be collecting are from flowers. I'm not talking about any vegetables today. So let's talk about open pollinators first. Now, open pollinated seeds grow plants that grow flowers that are fertilized by bees, insects, bats, birds, the wind, the rain, and it's called an open pollinator. Open pollinated seeds come back the next year. Some open pollinators are self-pollinating, which means they fertilize before they open. And pretty much all the open pollinators that you grow will be very close to the original plant that you've grown. Now there might be some diversity in there and there might be some changes, but they're pretty true to form. Then there are hybrid seeds. Now hybrid seeds is a mix of two plants, and basically what it is a male and a female. They put them together and they took the best traits from the female and the best traits from the male, or they took traits from each of those that they wanted to put into the plant to make it better. Usually hybrids go through years of trials in gardens and different things before they're put on the market for sale. But what happens when you collect seeds from a hybrid plant is you don't get the same plant. You might get the female, you might get the male, you might get something totally weird. You never know. And there are heirloom seeds. Using open pollination, heirloom seeds are passed from generation to generation to generation. All heirloom seeds are open pollinated, but not all open pollinators are heirlooms. To be classified as an heirloom, typically you need to be like 40 years or more old. During their years and years of cultivation, they develop traits that are desirable, and heirlooms might be different from region to region based on how they have developed in the climate that they have grown in. I think that the best way to get heirloom seeds is through a local seed exchange or from seed savers. Either one of those are a great place to obtain those. So how do I know if it's an open pollinator or a hybrid? One of the seeds that we're going to collect today is Agastache, the Blue Fortune. I did not know if that was an open pollinator or not because it's not something that I typically pay attention to, and you probably don't either. So what I did was I actually just Googled it. I went around and I looked at all the different ones that I have in my garden, and I was like, okay, what is it that I want to either get the seeds from so I can have more of them and not have to buy an expensive plant, or ones that my daughters have admired and they're like, I would like to have some of those in my garden. So I went around and I looked at the ones that I want. Now, fortunately, I know the names of the plants that are in my garden because I keep the tags. If you don't know the names of what's in your garden, well, it's a crapshoot. It really is. And you could collect the seeds, grow some, and see what they do, and they'll either be wonky or they'll grow true to form. So I suppose that's one way you could do it. Now, for me, what I did was I typed it in the Google search, and I went, is Agastache, Blue Fortune, an open pollinator? And it is. So we're going to be collecting some seeds. That's how I did it, because honestly, I don't know which ones are and which ones aren't. Everything that we just talked about was step one. Choose your varieties. Walk around your garden, find the ones that you want to get seeds from, and then do a little research to find out if they're open pollinators, and it's worth your time to collect the seeds and regrow what you want more of. Now, if you have no clue, collect the seeds of what you like and see what happens. Step number 2 is pretty easy. You need to do it on a clear day when it's sunny and everything is dry. Step number 3, Picking your seeds when they're ripe. How do you know when they're ripe? Well, as flowers begin to fade towards the end of the season, or even as you're going through the season and you have flowers that maybe have to be deadheaded, that is when the flowers are ripe for picking to get the seeds. Now, seed pods, when they're on the plant, they're green, but then as they start to age and they turn brown, and a lot of times you can shake them and rattle them, that is when it's time to pick the seed pods so that you can get the seeds out of them. Step number 4, it's time to go collect seeds. I use brown paper bags. These are just lunch sacks that I got at the store. And what I do is I'll use one lunch sack per flower, seed pod, or whatever. And what I do is I just go collect them all. I don't try to get the seeds off the plants while I'm out in the garden. I just snip them off with a clean pair of, cutters, and I put them in the bag. I label them. I carry my little basket around with me, and I get everything I want. And then I go inside and get them all sorted and cleaned up. Most of you know that I own a garden center, and what's really cool about owning a garden center is not only do you get to meet interesting people and try out really cool products and have plants around you all the time, every once in a while you run across a product that you absolutely love. For me, that product is Nature's Willow. I found this product about a year ago and I started using it personally, and then I brought it into my store. I love this. Not only does it work, but it's all natural. It's made with willow and helichrysum and geranium and all those natural ingredients that are made for pain relief. So there's this really good bath soak that they have. I use it actually as a foot soak because I work on concrete floors, walk around all day long. Sometimes I go home and my feet just hurt. This has been a lifesaver this summer. I also really like the patches. Now they do come in 2 different sizes. They have the small and they have the extra large. I use the extra large because it fits right there on my lower back just perfectly. They also have, I have them in my pocket here, they have an itch relief cream. This works really good on bug bites. If you get into a little bit of something that maybe is irritating your skin, this works really well. And the other one you can get is in a bigger tube like this. This is also for rashes. Love these two. But my favorite product of all that I probably go through 1 tube a month. I love this. It's the pain relief cream. This is my absolute favorite. Menthol is the active ingredient, and then everything else in it is all natural. Oh my God, I just love these products. And what I love the most about them is we've carried other products in the store. I love the price point of these products because everybody can afford them, and they're not so overpriced that the average person can't go and get some of them. Now, we're gonna give away 3 gift baskets. Isn't this cool? And all you have to do is leave a comment below. Michelle has generously decided to sponsor our video today. I love that I carry these in my store. I've restocked them 3 or 4 times now, and I will continue to carry these in my store. In fact, I love this pain relief one, this one here, so much. We've put it in one of our Christmas boxes, so stay tuned for that. We are gonna show those boxes next week. I'm so excited about that. So if you have never tried Nature's Willow, I got my whole arms full here, full of it. Leave a comment down below and maybe you'll be one of the lucky winners that we pick to win. If you do win, we will leave the comment below your comment in this video, and then you contact us here at the store and we will get the product to you ASAP. So hopefully you guys will win. But not only that, I do have a coupon code right here if you want to try it out. You want to get some on sale. Love TLC. That's your coupon code to use. Get yourself some Nature's Willow. And Michelle, thank you for sponsoring today's video. I love you guys. Step 5 is to dry your seeds. So I picked a lot of different things outside. Some of them are ready to go. So for example, here's a straw flower that I picked, and you can see it's already dried. The seeds are already wanting to come off. And so this one I could process and just store them for the winter. Now, other ones that I picked, like this is a calendula, and you can see the little seeds are still in here, those little green things right there. Now, I could pick those off, but they're not dried down. So they might mold if I try to process them and put them away before they're ready. I find it's easier to dry it on the pod like this and then pull the seeds off. So when you dry anything that's not ready to be pulled off the flower, you can do that on a tray with like a paper towel or a piece of wax paper, or you could put it in a cardboard box, or you could just take the bag that you collected. And what I do is I just cut off the bottom. Now I can't do this with all of them. Some of them I do have to lay in a cardboard box because it's got a bigger flower. Calendula, yeah, it's not that big of a flower. But basically what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to take the bag like this. See, I don't have that many in there. So I can lay these out like single file. I'm gonna run them out to the greenhouse and just let them sit on a warm bench out there. Now you could put these in a windowsill at your house and the sun could shine on them and that will speed the process along. Or you could put them in a dry, dark place as long as it's got good air circulation. But remember, dry is the key. You don't want like it in a room with a humidifier going. So you could do this as well to finish drying them, and then they just come apart so much easier. All right, step 5. Step 6, it's time to clean the seeds. And basically you're separating the husks and all of the chaff from the seeds so that all you're left with are seeds. Now, some of them are really easy to do if the flowers are really dry. You can actually just put them in a bag and just start shaking them off. And a lot of the seeds will fall right off. Here's one that is definitely ready to be released. And so what I'm gonna do, see how if I just flick it with my finger, look at all those seeds that are falling off of there. So this is a Rudbeckia, this is a Black-Eyed Susan. And I'm just gonna clean, you get a lot of seeds off of one plant. Now whether or not you choose to clean the chaff out of there or not, that's totally up to you. But then what you're gonna do, like big pieces, I'll get out of the way. So I'm just gonna clean a few here. Get the big chaff out of the way. And this is a lot of seeds right here. All right, so now I've got all of these seeds. See, and I like to use cardstock. It's a little bit thicker. But see, then I've got all of these seeds, and I can pull out the chaff or I can leave it in there. It doesn't really matter. Because these little bitty pieces, if you plant that along with the seeds, it's not going to hurt anything. I will go through and collect all the seeds off of all of the plants that I picked that are already ready to go, and then the rest of them I'll get dried down. But the other ones I picked, yeah, I picked some pods. So this is a pod off of a Baptisia australis. Yeah, you can hear them in there. And so basically you're going to take the pods and you open the pods up. Doing the pods are the easiest because there's really no chaff or anything like that in a lot of the pods, and you just have to open them up. And so once I open this pod up, I got, let's see, how many seeds did I get? I got 3. So in this one, I got 3. But if I were to go through and open up every one of these, and this is just one branch that came off of the plant, and there was probably 50 of them, this will give me a lot of seeds. Number 7 is storing your seeds. You can store your seeds in a lot of different containers. You can use little jars if you want. You can use little Ziploc bags. Or if you want to get little seed packets, you can order those. Or you can just use an envelope. Whatever works for you. When you're storing your seeds, you want to make sure you keep them in a cool, dry, dark place. So as you can see here, I think these are some of the easiest seeds to collect. There is a lot of chaff in here, but the black part is what the seed is. These are all Cosmos seeds, and these are the Sensation Cosmos. So they're an open pollinator, and I am gonna keep these, but because there's so many of them, I'm gonna actually put them in this little jar. Now I will use jars when I get large amounts of seeds, and then I'll just put a lid on it. The other thing is make sure you date your seeds, that way you know how old they are. Even though seeds last a long time, the older the seed is, the more the germination rate goes down. So you want to make sure you know when it was that you collected them. So here you can see I've got some iris seeds here. I got these off of a pod. This is a Siberian iris. There's not that many of them, so you can actually store them in an envelope as well. So I do like to use the cardstock because I think it's a little stiffer to pick them up, to be able to pour. And then just make sure that you seal the envelope. Don't leave it open, because I've done that and flung the seeds everywhere. So close that envelope up, and again, just make sure you label it when you're gonna go store it. At the beginning of the video, I talked about collecting different kinds of seeds. Yes, there are open pollinators, there's hybrids, and there are heirlooms. Now keep in mind, you can try to do a hybrid if you want. A lot of people shy away from them because you don't know what you're gonna get, and that's very true. But there are some that will grow pretty true to form, and maybe you're gonna get a different color. One of those would be a Siberian iris. So I am going to be growing this Caesar's brother Siberian iris, but it's a hybrid, and it probably won't be a Caesar's brother. It's gonna be something new and different and awesome, or something really horrible in my garden, but I'm gonna try it and see what it does. The alliums that I collected are also a hybrid, but it'll grow an allium plant, but the color of the flower might be lighter or darker or shorter, or it might not be as full. I don't know, we're gonna find out. Because remember, when they make a hybrid, that's taking something from two different plants and breeding it together so that you get the best of both plants. It doesn't mean that what grows as a seed from a hybrid is gonna be horrible, although it could be, you just don't know. So I am gonna try these, and you never know. Maybe I'll have Michelle's iris at the end of it. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Hopefully you learned something about collecting seeds, and maybe this is something that you want to run out to your own garden and try. It is a lot of fun, and even if you grow something totally wonky, it's still a lot of fun. Thank you, Michelle and Nature's Willow, for being so generous, sponsoring today's video, supporting us, and giving us 3 baskets to give away. You guys, make sure you leave your comments down below. That way you have a chance to win one of the 3 baskets. I will do the drawing on Monday, November 11th at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. And if you won, I will leave a comment below your comment in this video. Well, I'm off to spend the rest of the day in the garden. It is absolutely gorgeous out here. I hope you get in your garden today. It deserves some TLC. Don't forget you do too, and we will catch you in the next video. Bye, everybody.